Hello dear students, this is lesson number 3 of coordinate geometry. So far we have learned the formula for gradient of a straight line and how to find the equation of line if we are given its gradient and y-intercept, as well as finding the equation of a straight line if its gradient and one of the point of the line is given. In today's lesson, we will learn two basic formulae. Number one is finding the midpoints of a pair of points. Suppose we are given 2 points A, x1, y1 and B, x2, y2 in the plane. Formula for finding their midpoint M is x1 plus x2 over 2. That is, we need to sum the x coordinates of both the given points and then dividing the sum by 2. Similarly, we need to find the sum of y coordinates of the two given point and then dividing the formula by 2. This is how we find midpoint of 2 points in a plane. For example, this is point A x1 y1. This is point B x2 y2, and this is the line segment joining these 2 points. So their midpoint M will be given by this formula. Similarly, how do we find distance between these 2 points? Direct distance from A to B, this length. Formula for this, D is equal to x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square of whole and then square root of whole. That the order over here does not matter. x2 minus x1 square is equal to x1 minus x2 square. Similarly, y2 minus y1 square is equal to y1 minus y2 square. So today we are going to practice these two formulae in several questions. Our today's first question, you can see on your screen. We need to determine the midpoint of these 2 points. Given points J 5, 7 and K 3, 9. What is x1? 5. What is y1? 7. What is x2? 3. What is y2? 9. What is the formula for finding midpoint? This is x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. I simply put the values 5 plus 3 over 2 and 7 plus 9 over 2, which will be 4 and 8. So 4 and 8 is midpoint of given 2 points. Similarly, let me rapidly solve this. Given points are L minus 1, 0 and M 1 minus 6. Midpoint will be x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2, and it will simplify to 0 and minus 3. So this is simple formula for finding midpoints of two given points. Let us see some manipulations in the question as we see it in our exams. Endpoints of diameter of a circle are A minus 5 minus 3 and B 3, 7. Find the coordinates of center of the circle. So we are given the end points of diameter of a circle. Diameter, you know, is the line that connects 2 points on the circumference of a circle and passes through the center of the circle. Center is basically, here those two given points are -5 and -3, and second point is 3, 7. These are the end points of diameter, and their midpoint will be center of the circle. So center of the circle is midpoint basically. And what is formula for midpoint? x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2. We just need to put the values x1 plus x2 over 2 and y1 plus y2 over 2, which will simplify to -5 plus 3 minus 2 over 2 minus 1, and -3 plus 7, it will be 4, 4 over 2 will be 2. So center of the circle is -1, 2. Let us see some more examples. See this question. One endpoint of diameter of a circle centered at the origin. He says that circle is centered at the origin. Center of the circle is origin. Origin is 0, 0. This is the center. One end of the diameter is -5, 2. Diameter is this line which passes through the center. Center is 0, 0. One end of the diameter is -5, 2. And we need to find the other end of the diameter. This. Let me call it B, x2, y2. Let this be A, -5, 2. So what we are given midpoint. We know the formula of midpoint. Midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. Midpoint is 0, 0. What is x1? x1 is -5, x2 we need to find over 2, y1 is 2, y2 we need to find over 2. 0, 0 is equal to, from here we can conclude that 0 is equal to -5 plus x2 over 2 and 0 is equal to 2 plus y2 over 2. That is, we are comparing this with this 0 and this with this 0. 2 points are equal if their x coordinates and y coordinates are equal. From here we conclude x2 is equal to 5, and from here we conclude y2 is equal to -2. Thus we get our second point is 5 minus 2. Next question. Endpoints of PQ. This is point P, this is point Q. Midpoint of PQ is D3. We need to find the values of C and D. C is the ordinate of Q and D is x coordinate of midpoint. What is the formula? M is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2. What is M? This is D3. D3 is equal to, what is x1? If we see, x1 is 3, x2 is x2 is 11 over 2, x1 is -4, y1 is -4 and y2 is C over 2. From here we see D is equal to 3 plus 11 over 2. and 3 is equal to minus 4 plus c over 2. From here we conclude d is equal to 7 and 6 is equal to minus 4 plus c implies c is equal to 10. So we got the values of c and d. So these were few examples in which we learned to apply the formula for finding midpoints of coordinates of two given points. Next, we will have few examples in which we will find or we will utilize the formula for finding distance between two given points. See this question. We are given 2 points A and B and we need to find the distance between these 2 points. What is the formula for finding distance? Formula for finding distance is x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square and then its square root. In this case, this will be minus 6 minus 4 square plus minus 2 minus 3 square and its square root. Minus 10 square is 100. Minus 5 square is 25. Then we have easy arithmetics, 125 square root, which will simplify to 5 square root 5. Another example for finding distance between 2 points. Distance is equal to x1 minus x2 square, x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square and then its square root. Minus 5 plus 1 square minus 6 plus 2 square root. 16 plus 16 square root, this will be 32 square root, again 4 square root 2. This is our today's last question and it will utilize the formula for distance. You carefully read this question. Vertices of a triangle ABC are given. We need to determine the length of each side of the triangle. In questions involving coordinates or geometry, it is very helpful if we draw a rough sketch. Let me draw this sketch. This is A to 5, this point. B is minus 6, minus 1, this point. And C is 10, minus 1, this point. In the first part, we need to determine the length of each side of the triangle. AB distance is the length of side AB. This is AB. When we find line, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. Let me put the values in the formula. x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square root. 64 plus 36 square root. This is 100 square root, which is 10 units. AC distance will be, now I will use these 2 points. This is point A, this is point C. In this case, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, and this is y2. So AC distance will be x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus 1, it will make it plus 1 square root. 2 minus 10 minus 8 square is 64 plus 5 plus 1 6 square is 36. Again, this is 10 units. Now we find the length of third side BC. When we find length of side BC, this is x1, this is x2, this is y1, this is y2. I will put these values in the formulae. x1 minus x2 square plus y1 minus y2 square and square root. This will be minus 6 minus 10 minus 16 square 256 minus 1 plus 1 0 square 0 256 square root is 16. So we have found all the three sides of the triangle. Part 1 of this question is complete. In part 2, we are asked to find the perimeter of the triangle from the elementary geometry. We know that perimeter of triangle is sum of all its three sides. In this case, this perimeter is 36 units. In the third part, we are asked to classify the triangle. A triangle which has all three sides equal is called equilateral triangle, and triangle in which two sides are equal in length is called isosceles triangle. You can see over here that there are two sides AB and EC which are equal in length. So we can classify this triangle as isosceles. So dear student, in today's lesson, we learned two basic formulae of coordinate geometry. One was finding the midpoint of the two given points, and the second one was finding the direct distance between the 2 points A and B. I hope this lecture would have been very beneficial for you. This was lesson number 3. In next class, we will inshallah come up with finding the gradients of the line which are parallel or perpendicular to each other, which will conclude our coordinate geometry topic. And in the 5th lesson, we will attempt some past year exam questions of coordinate geometry. Thank you for watching. Allah Hafiz.